in pursuit of health and wisdom. Sapio with Buck Joffrey.
Hey everyone, it's Buck Joffrey here from Sapio. So last week, the World Health Organization came out saying that they classified aspartame as a possible carcinogenic substance, meaning it could possibly cause cancer. Now, aspartame is an artificial sweetener. It's the one that's found in a whole lot of sugar-free drinks and candy like Diet Coke, chewing gum, yogurt even. So what does the classification of possibly carcinogenic mean anyway? Well, that classification does not mean that aspartame causes cancer, especially at levels typically consumed by you and me. Let's back up though and review this just a little bit. There are several classifications that the World Health Organization, which we'll just call WHO from now on, has for this kind of stuff. So there's group 1, which is carcinogenic to humans. Now what this means is this is the stuff we absolutely know causes cancer. That includes stuff like cigarette smoke, asbestos. The classification means there is overwhelming evidence that these things cause cancer in humans. Now there is the next group, group 2A, and that is probably carcinogenic to humans. What that means is that there is a strong evidence showing that this stuff causes cancer in animals and some evidence that it causes cancer in humans as well. So the things in this group might surprise you: red meat, deep fried foods, and believe it or not, night shift work. Now the shift work is probably related to sleep, and you should go check out episode number 5 of Sapio with Buck Joffrey if you want to drill down on why that might be. But aspartame has been classified in the next level down from there, below red meat and fried food. It's a group called group 2B, and that is the possibly carcinogenic to humans category. So substances in this group have some evidence of causing cancer in animals in laboratory tests, but very little evidence that it has anything to do in terms of causing cancer in humans at the typically exposed levels. So this classification includes aspartame, but it also includes things like radio frequency electromagnetic fields, such as those emitted by wireless phones, coffee, and aloe vera. You know, the stuff that you put on after a sunburn. Group 3 and 4, the WHO group 3 and 4 are basically things that there are no reason to think that cause cancer, so we're not going to talk about those. So, what do you do with this information? Well, that's up to you, and although I am a surgeon, I'm not here to give you medical advice. Just some information that you can use for yourself. Know the science, do with it whatever you want. So the way I read this, though, is that aspartame, it's less likely to cause cancer than eating a steak, and I'm not giving up my steak. It's in the same category as my cell phone, and well, if that's going to cause me cancer, I'm pretty much screwed already. And on top of that, I should point out that while the WHO moved aspartame into this group, possibly causing cancer substances, the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, issued a statement right after that saying that they disagree with the WHO's conclusion. And I should also point out that the WHO itself concedes that the upper limit for safe daily consumption of aspartame is equivalent to drinking 9 to 14 cans of Diet Coke per day for the average 150-pound person. So if you're going to do that, I think you've got a lot more issues than just aspartame. Now, the WHO does not really consider how much of a substance is typically ingested when it determines whether or not it causes cancer. So, for example, they also consider drinking hot water carcinogenic. But listen, a lot of people use aspartame as a sweetener instead of sugar, and a lot of those people are diabetics. For them, not controlling their blood sugar is probably way more unhealthy than having a can of Diet Coke. So bottom line, Diet Coke causing cancer is probably not a real issue that most people need to worry about, but makes for great headlines. But if you want to stay clear, maybe consider another sweetener, sucralose, Splenda, which is the mirror image of regular table sugar. Tastes the same, doesn't really affect blood sugar. Stevia is the same. I'm not a big fan of stevia, but a lot of people are. Anyway, hopefully that helps you clarify the scary headlines about aspartame. I'm not a pro-aspartame guy, but I think there is a lot more stuff out there to worry about. This is Buck Joffrey from Sapio with Buck Joffrey. Check out my podcast for the latest in longevity and health, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you like what I'm doing.